welcome to the Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's only local morning show, giving you exclusive access into people, businesses, and events in our community. We're bringing you this show live daily weekdays at 9:30 a.m. with your host, me, Maddie Muschin. Before we dive into today's show, every week we highlight someone, an educator, student, business, or organization from our Greater West Bloomfield community going above and beyond. If you would like to submit an entry for someone in our community, you can scan the QR code on the screen and fill out the Google form with the person's name, their contact information, and reasons why you think they should be recognized here on the Splash Live for our Person of the Week. Now let's go check out what's going on in our Greater West Bloomfield community. The first event we want to look at is the West Bloomfield Township Public Library virtual events. This year they are hosting a ton of fun and educational virtual events for residents in West Bloomfield of all age groups. On Thursday, they are having a talk titled The Lonely Hearts Killers that goes in depth about the Michigan crimes of Beck and Ferdinand's and other Cupid Club's killers that preyed on lonely hearts in Michigan. This discussion will be led by one of the great West Bloomfield librarians and allow you to dive deep into the story of the Lonely Hearts Killers' history in Michigan. For this event and other library events, you can register on their website at wblib.org. Something ongoing at the library is your ability to rent out those great literacy and tender topic kits that help your child with literacy skills and ways to learn about tough topics that are happening in our community. You can get these kits by stopping into the library or calling the youth services desk to reserve a kit of your choice. Our next event we want to look at is the Kegel Harbor Canal cleanup. This Saturday, April 2nd, volunteers are needed to help the Kegel Harbor Parks and Recreation Commission clean out the mouth of the canal that runs through Fran Leaf Park and alongside Willow Beach Swim Site. You can contact the Kegel Harbor Parks and Recreation to join and help clean out our community while also enjoying the outdoors. This is a great way to get out and give back to your Kegel Harbor community through making sure that the canal is all clean and pretty for the springtime. The last event we want to look at is the Sylvan Salon. This will be their 5th salon event that they are hosting. The salon events are at their core an opportunity to explore a myriad of topics with friends and neighbors, new and old. This will be their 3rd part of their entire event covering the Holocaust. For part 3 on April 5th, Sylvan Lake residents will be relating to their parents' Holocaust stories. It will be hosted by Sally Rogers Siegel and David Frankel. Mr. Lessing will also be there as a returning guest, this time to listen and learn, as he won't be formally presenting again. This salon will take place at 6 p.m. for their social hour, and presentations will go from 7 p.m. to 8:15. You can contact Kelly Kraus at 248-797-6730 for more information and also to book your seat. All those proceeds for those tickets will help fund live music in Sylvan Lake this summer. If you have an event you would like us to feature here on the Splash Live, you can send us a message on our social media pages at Civic Center TV and on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. Coming up, I'll be talking with Dr. Manal Ismail, but before that, last Thursday, West Bloomfield High School had a very special visitor come to talk to their theater cast and crew for Big Fish that the students are putting on for their spring musical. Bobby Steggert, who was in the original musical production of Big Fish on Broadway, came to speak to the students about the musical and what it means to them. Let's go check it out now. West Bloomfield High School got a little taste of Broadway with an exciting visit from Bobby Steggert, who starred in Big Fish as one of the main characters, Will. The West Bloomfield High School students are set to put on the musical Big Fish in late April and have been rehearsing and practicing to show off their skills to the Big Fish's original star. Bobby came to watch the cast put on a few of the musical numbers that they have been working on, while also giving them some advice on the musical and what it means to be performing to their audience.
No, it was really inspiring to see you guys. I mean, one thing that is really special about this show is that every one of Edward's songs or stories has a real purpose, right? So, like, what would you guys say the purpose of telling Will this story is? You know, what is Edward's message in this specific story?
To be his own hero.
Totally. And what does that mean?
Like, I'm trying to think about it. It's like having, instead of like looking up fairy tales, he can create his own type of fairy tale.
Sure. And so I ask all these questions because I guess I want to make the point that you're all so important to Edward's stories, right? You populate and become the very important characters in all of the stories. And so the message of the song is applicable to each of you as performers. You know, this is a chance for all of you to be the hero in your own performance of this show. And you and you and you and you are all just as important as Will, and just as important as Edward, and just as important as any of the lead characters, you know? There's another thing that he says in this particular song, which I think is really important. He says, you know, the most important thing about a story is the people you meet along the way, right? And especially after 2 years being isolated, what a gift it is for you guys all to be together in the same room.
Bobby also talked about how the meanings of the songs in Big Fish are applicable to the students and gave them advice on how to embrace the deeper meaning of these songs in order to portray them with heart to their audience.
Totally. So your job is to love, and to love, again, with all of your spirit, the fullness of yourself. And that will, you know, get you where Ms. Hauck wants you to get, which is ending the first act in a big climactic way that will make the audience want to see the rest of the show, want to come back for the second act. So it's a big responsibility.
With all the great advice Bobby gave to the cast and crew of West Bloomfield High School's production of Big Fish, this show will be a must-see for anyone in the greater West Bloomfield area. Make sure to get your tickets and check out Big Fish April 28th through the 30th at West Bloomfield High School. Reporting for The Splash Live, I'm Maddie Muschen. The West Bloomfield High School spring musical Big Fish is a definite must-see, and the students will be putting on the show April 28th through April 30th, so make sure to contact the school and get your tickets to see just how wonderful all those actors and actresses are. Later on, we'll be taking a look at some of the highlights for the 4th annual State of the Community's Address. But before that, we'll be talking to Dr. Manal Ismail, the Cosmetic and Implant Dentist at Royal Dental Center. All that and more after this short break.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine. To keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live. I'm your host, Maddie Muschen. Joining us now is Dr. Manal Ismail, the Cosmetic and Implant Dentist at the newly opened Royal Dental Center here in West Bloomfield. Dr. Ismail, thanks so much for joining us today. Oh, a little bit of technical difficulties here.
Oh, we have Gayle, yeah. Oh, that's Gayle.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Gayle. How are you?
I'm good, Maddie. How are you?
I'm good. We can shift gears a little bit while we wait for Dr. Ismail. Gayle, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Good to be here.
So, Gayle, we can talk today a little bit about our health and wellness segment that we're going to talk about. It's about perfection and how one can deal with perfection with their health and wellness. So can you give us a little bit of insight into what you tell your clients about when you get to the topic of perfection and some of those things that they might try to work into their health and wellness diet?
Yes. So we have, as human beings in the world that we live in, this idea that there is a perfect way to do whatever it is better than we're doing ourselves. And we always kind of look at that other way as almost, why the heck can't I achieve my goals? I know what I'm supposed to do. Why can't I just do it? Shame on me. What's wrong with me? All of these negative kinds of self-talk, right? And the world around us doesn't help it very much in suggesting that there are right and wrong ways to do something. So when you think about what it is that you want for yourself, start to notice the positivity or the negativity that you talk to yourself with. And the positivity is more about what you want to do. The negativity is what you're trying to stop doing. So when you have this idea, I wish I could just stop eating those sweets in the middle of the day, or, having all of the bread at dinner, or whatever, or, going to the workout, and I wish I could stop getting tired so fast. When you catch yourself thinking in this way, number one, ask yourself, how is it working for you? Does it help to kind of scold yourself a little bit? Or maybe in that moment, try something different and ask yourself, what is it you'd like to start doing instead of what is it that you'd like to stop doing? And see if you can make a change that feels better to you. And then those other negative, gosh, why can't I stop eating those sweets at 3 o'clock? If I'm focused on having a nice lunch, maybe the sweets will just kind of drift off and you don't even notice it. But it feels much different to focus on something you want to do rather than something you don't want to do. Excuse me.
And Gayle, with that the power of positive thinking, really when it comes to anything in life that people are dealing with your clients, the power of positive thinking, what are some of the things that you tell your clients that are either keywords or something that you see helps them when they're trying to figure out positive ways of looking at their health and wellness?
Well, the first thing I suggest, or when we're talking, the person, finds to be very helpful for themselves, is number one, stopping and thinking just for a moment. When you have that negative, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just do what I'm supposed to do? Or stop eating those certain foods? Just stop and think for a moment. And in that moment, ask yourself, what successes you've had. So mindfulness is a big one. The second one is thinking about why you feel that one thing is the magic thing that will change everything if only you would do it. Sometimes that comes from looking around and comparing ourselves to the messaging that's in the world. Sometimes it's comparing ourselves to our old selves. Sometimes it's comparing ourselves to the people around us or what works for other people. So think of yourself. So first of all, think of, how's it working for you? Does it feel right? And has it worked in the past? And if the answer is no, think about what it is that you want for yourself instead of thinking about other influencers and influences that are not helping you get where you want to go.
And Gayle, when we talk about health and wellness, accomplishments and failures are something that are very prevalent in the diet culture as well as in the fitness culture. Can you talk a little bit about what your clients and other people that you talk to about health and wellness, those conversations that you have about accomplishments and failures and how they can balance those in their lives?
Yeah. So again, a lot of times we want to flip a switch and we believe we know what it is that we want to do. I keep moving because I see the glare in my glasses. I'm sorry, I keep doing this.
No, you're good.
I lost my train of thought, Maddie. I lost my train of thought. Oh no.
You're good. Accomplishments and failures and how you can help clients. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. So accomplishments and failures, be a little kinder to yourself. Think of small things that you want to accomplish. A lot of times when we feel like we fail is when we flip a switch and we try and go from what we're doing today, all inclusive, and start doing something different tomorrow, right? Eat different amounts, different foods, exercise regimen. And oftentimes those really big decisions to start and stop all inclusively kind of mess us up a little bit. So think small. Try to think small and pick one thing that maybe has worked for you in the past, or one thing that you want to try that's positive moving forward, and see how that goes and stick with it for a little while. Accomplishments build up over time as opposed to happening all at once, at least the real meaningful ones. It takes some time. So give yourself that time and give yourself the permission to take that time to experiment a little bit and see what you can come up with. And then after a period of time, call it a few months, you look back and you're like, gosh, you know what? I feel like those two things are now more natural and I'm not even trying that hard anymore. So maybe it's time for another small thing. And here's how it's helping me.
And Gayle, for our viewers who are interested in learning about how you can help them talk about perfection and their goals in health and wellness, can you tell our viewers how they can contact you and also work with you through Gazelle Health?
Sure. So I have a website. You can go check that out. It's CoachGayle.com. And my name is spelled Gayle. So it's CoachGayle.com. You can peruse there. You can also message me through that website, and I will quickly answer you. You can give me a call or text me at 248-885-1400. And I would encourage you to, that first step for a lot of people is very, very challenging. It's scary, it's uncertain, maybe you're afraid of the conversation and what it might be like, but trust yourself. If you feel like I might be somebody good to talk to, give it a try. There's no strings attached. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to hear what you have to say and see how we could work together. Or if I think that there's a better avenue that I could suggest that you might be more ready for, I'm happy to recommend that as well. So give me a call.
Well, Gayle, it's such a pleasure having you on Tuesday mornings to share your health and wellness expertise with us. So we so appreciate you joining us.
Thanks. Always. It's nice to be here Tuesday mornings. Have a great day, Maddie.
Thanks, you too, Gayle. Once again, I was joined by Gayle Taub. She is a personal trainer and nutrition coach here in Greater West Bloomfield, also the owner of Gazelle Health. So you can go check her out if you have any questions or would like to work with her in the future. We held the 4th annual State of the Communities Address this year that allowed leaders in our 4 communities to talk about topics that are impacting our Greater West Bloomfield community. During the address, the leaders talked about their community programs and how they're helping to keep their community connected, especially during the time of social distancing and virtual events. Let's go check out what our community leaders had to say. This year, for the 4th annual State of the Communities Address, we talked to leaders in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Kegel Harbor, and West Bloomfield about how certain topics such as the COVID-19 pandemic and infrastructure are changing in their communities. Let's go check out what the leaders had to say about their community programs that they had last year and how those will be changing in 2022.
We had a very successful family fun night this fall. We replaced skate night, more of a family fun night with a live band, and they're planning on trying to do 2 or 3 of those during the season this year to really help with that entertainment. We're definitely getting back to having a Memorial Day parade this year. The Easter egg hunt, I believe, is going to take place. We're going to still have our tree lighting ceremony. They did, because of COVID, they did a Taste of Kegel a little bit different this year, where you discounts at restaurants to go in there. I think the hopes are is to get back to having a Taste of Kegel at Santia Hall and maybe even in the outside out there.
Visits to Apple Island, which of course is owned by the West Bloomfield School District, and it's very well worth going over there. There are going to be 2 new boats this year that West Bloomfield has bought. Our annual community block grant funds are dedicated to and allocated to the Haven shelter. We do this pretty much every year. Our St. Mary's Fair has been a big item in our community for years. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen this year. Of course, it didn't happen last year, and I'm not sure what the future will bring. But those are some of the things that we've done.
A bit over a year ago, we passed an ordinance to provide a system by which residents can submit an application to hold a community event in public spaces. It has been incredibly successful, and we are thrilled to see our community center being regularly utilized by residents. The change has brought food trucks, small outdoor concerts at our community center, a weekly game night and yoga event, and public speakers, and anyone has the opportunity with a good idea to make it a reality in Sylvan Lake. Our greatest asset is the community we foster. We have hardworking, generous neighbors who want to participate and work together to make Sylvan Lake the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan.
The health fair will be held, I believe, on June the 9th, and this is a good opportunity to commend Suzanne Levine, and you know her. She's the president and executive director of the West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. Imagine having that role during COVID when businesses are closing. She maintained that organization. Our Parks Commission and our library, they constantly are offering programs, especially to senior citizens.
You can watch the entire 4th annual State of the Communities address to hear more from your leaders about these topics and what's going on in your community. Reporting for the Splash Live, I'm Maddie Muschen. For more information on the State of the Communities address and to watch the entire program, you can visit our website at civiccentertv.com and also check out our YouTube page at civiccentertv.com to watch the entire thing and to see what your community members had to say about what the state of their community is. Joining us now is Dr. Manal Ismail from the newly reopened Royal Dental Center here in West Bloomfield to talk about that, as well as some dental hygiene practices. Dr. Ismail, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Dr. Ismail, could you first tell our viewers a little bit about your background in dentistry and what it means to be a cosmetic and implant dentist?
I did dental school in Detroit. I'm originally from Detroit, and I completed dental school from University of Detroit Mercy in 2012. After that, I worked in a private dental office. I have been working in private dental office, providing service for the past 10 years. Doing all kinds of general dentistry, including root canals, crowns, cosmetic dentistry, fillings. I enjoy doing it every day. I've been doing dentistry every day of my life, and I have great passion for dentistry, great passion for helping people, especially helping people getting out of pain in the same day. It's amazing. And then I also wanted to do more dentistry, so I started looking into implants and taking courses. I take courses all the time to improve my background or my skills, because as we know, dentistry is changing every day. The technology that we use is amazing. Almost every day we have a new thing. So I do, because I do a lot of extractions, we can do immediate implants where we take the tooth and put implant right in the area, bone graft. What I enjoy mostly is getting people out of their uncomfort zone and their fear of the dentist. So that's one thing that we take pride of in this office. And looking at the reviews, you can tell that people are always having a good experience, comfortable environment. Getting the right treatment is a big thing. It's oral health is not just work that needs to be done. Oral health is a complete transformation. It's like you have to educate the patient a lot. Most of our job is educating patients. Initially, when I finished dental school, the way that especially dental cleaning is done in offices didn't really make a lot of sense to me. So I was also always looking for a new way to make that cleaning appointment more effective. What we deal with all the time is bacteria in the mouth. So in my office, we moved away from conventional way of cleaning teeth to more scientifically proven way of cleaning teeth. So we use what we call guided biofilm therapy, where we're not just scaling and removing buildup, we are actually providing therapy for the gums. So this is a new way, like transformation in dentistry, where we are really cleaning plaque and at the same time killing bacteria using a special powder that we are providing into the oral environment. A lot of times I do the cleanings myself because I want to make sure that patient is leaving with a healthy mouth. This machine also provides detoxification of the mouth. So we are detoxifying the mouth and removing buildup in a different way. Also, we have here, I work with a specialist, implant specialist. We work together when we have cases that require bone graft, implants, all on X, we call it, when the patient doesn't have any teeth and we give them their teeth back with putting 6 or 8 implants and then a prosthesis over that. So it's, I love what I do.
And Dr. Ismail, as we wrap up here, could you tell us a little bit about how to visit the Royal Dental Center as it is opened here in West Bloomfield?
Sure. So all you need to do is go on the website, royaldentalcenterllc.com. And we are going to start having patient where they book their own appointments from the website. We don't have that yet, but we're going to have that soon. You can give us a call. Our phone number is right on the website. You can watch the, the services that we provide. You can make your own appointment in the near future, but you could start with giving us a phone call.
Well, Dr. Ismail, it was such a pleasure having you on, and we appreciate you talking a little bit about Royal Dental Center, as well as some of those dental hygiene practices that people in West Bloomfield can keep up to date on.
Yep, thank you.
Once again, I was joined by Dr. Manal Ismail, the Cosmetic and Implant Dentist at the newly opened Royal Dental Center here in West Bloomfield, providing great care for all of the residents here. If you have any questions or you would like to contact them, you can visit their website or give them a call and talk to Dr. Ismail about any of the questions or concerns that you have about any of the procedures. That's it for today's show. Thank you again to Dr. Ismail and Gayle Taub for joining us this morning to talk about all the great things that are going on in our greater West Bloomfield community. As always, a special thanks to our Zoom producer, Jared Clark, for coordinating the Zoom and making sure our guests joined us. And as always, a huge thank you to Calvin Brown, our board operator, for making the show possible each and every morning. And thank you for joining me as we explored all of the people and events in our greater West Bloomfield community. As always, you can make sure to tune in live here on the Splash Live on the Civic Center TV on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99, Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. to catch up on what's going on in our greater West Bloomfield community. You can also watch all of our archived content on our YouTube page as well as on civiccentertv.com. You can also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Civic Center TV and Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Kegel Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Maddie Muschin. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Splash Live.